Hello friends, welcome back. Today we are going to learn one of the most important tool or technique that is not limited only to Lean Six Sigma. We are going to use this tool everywhere, including your professional life as well as personal life. To elaborate this tool in more detail, just look at these images. Did you ever see or experience any one of this situation? The main root cause behind this situation is the lack of clarity, overburden, or confusion among team members. The tool that we are going to learn today is going to help us to eliminate all these root causes. The tool is RACI matrix. RACI matrix, as I said, it is an essential tool in define phase as well as in project management. To learn this RACI matrix effectively and practically, we are going to follow this outline. First, we are going to understand what is RACI matrix and what are its benefits. What are the four core roles in it? We will also see application of RACI matrix with example and what is a detailed procedure to create it. What are the common mistakes that made by professionals during creation of this RACI matrix? What is their impact and what are the solutions to them? We will also discuss one of the important decision guide regarding should R is equal to A, that is should responsibility is equal to accountability. And at the last, we will also discuss what are the other variations of this RACI matrix. So let's begin. 1. What is RACI matrix and what are its benefits? RACI matrix is a simple but powerful tool that clearly defines role and responsibilities in any project or any task. This RACI matrix is helpful in cross-functional teams, project implementation, or complex work where confusion over ownership can delay the progress or create conflicts. What is RACI? RACI stands for R, responsible, the person who actually does the task. A stands for accountable, who owns the decision or result of the task. C stands for consulted, who must involve in discussion before taking action. And I stands for inform, who must be updated after decisions or actions. Once we know what is RACI matrix, now let's understand what are its benefits. It brings clarity to roles and responsibilities. It reduces delays and duplication of work. At the same time, it also improves the communication between team members. It also boosts accountability and ownership. Thereby, we are going to complete the project or task in defined timeline. This is an essential tool to complete the entire project or the list of tasks in defined timeline along with its intended results. Now let's go to the second part, which is 4 core roles in RACI matrix with example. We are going to take an example of Lean Six Sigma project. As we discussed, the first role in RACI matrix is R, that is responsible. The people who are responsible are the stakeholders who actually do the work and complete the objective of task or project. In Lean Six Sigma project implementation, that role can be taken by the process analyst or process owners. The next role is accountable. The person who is accountable is the one who is owner of the project. In Lean Six Sigma project implementation, the accountable person will be the project champion. The third role in the RACI matrix, as we discussed, is the C, consulted. The person who should be consulted are the key stakeholders who need to sign up on the project. For the Lean Six Sigma project implementation, the person will be the Lean Six Sigma black belt. And the last role is the I, inform. Those who need to be informed are stakeholders who do not need to be formally consulted, but they need to be informed. In our Lean Six Sigma project, the informed person will be department head, operators, leadership team. With understanding of these 4 core roles, now let's move to the next point, which is application of RACI matrix with example. We are going to continue the Lean Six Sigma project to understand this RACI matrix. For this example, the RACI matrix will be look like this. Now let's go into the detail and understand how to create this RACI matrix. The step number 1 is to list all key project tasks on the left hand side. For example, we can list down the project task or phase like identify improvement opportunities, define project scope in define phase, collect and validate data from the measure phase, analyze root cause as a part of analyze phase, develop improvement solutions as a part of improve phase, implement solutions, measure impact and sustain gains as a part of control phase, and at the last, celebrate success and replicate learnings. Once we identify all key project tasks, then we need to move to the step number 2 where we identify all stakeholders or roles involved, which includes process owner, operations head, black belt, green belt, analyst, champion, data team, IT or maintenance, line supervisors, quality manager, operators, and leadership team. Once we identify all key stakeholders, then go for the step number 3 to assign R, A, C, and I for each task. That is responsibility, accountability, consulted, and inform for each of the tasks. This is a team activity in which brainstorming has to be done to identify who is the responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed for that particular task. In step number 4, we need to validate with the team whether R, A, C, and I that is assigned for that particular task is accurate or not. Once we validate this with the team, then go for the step number 5 to use it actively in project tracking and reviews. This is a critical step to make sure that we are not just creating the RACI matrix, but we are following it to complete the project or task in the defined timeline with the expected results. Once we know how to create the RACI matrix, now let's understand what are the common mistakes the professionals are making, what is their impact, and what are the solutions to them. The first common mistake is assigning multiple accountable roles. This results in confusion over decision-making authority. To avoid this mistake, we need to ensure that there is only one A per task or decision. The second mistake is not consulting with key stakeholders. The impact is decision made without critical insights. To avoid this mistake, we need to identify key stakeholders early and engage them. The third common mistake that you can see is the overlapping one person with multiple roles. This results in burnout and delays due to the role overlap. To avoid this mistake, we can distribute responsibilities more evenly so that everyone is equally loaded. The fourth mistake is informed roles not truly kept in loop. The impact of this mistake is there will be surprises and lack of alignment. To avoid these mistakes, please establish communication protocols for informed roles. And the last common mistake that you can see is the no regular updates to the RACI matrix, which results in outdated responsibilities that causes project drift. To avoid these mistakes, please make sure that to review and revise RACI matrix at key milestones. If you are following this suggested solution, that will help us to avoid the common mistakes in RACI matrix. Now let's understand one of the important decision guide regarding should R is equal to A. That means should the responsible and accountable person is same, and if it is same, then in which situations. So let's go into the detail of this. Let's understand this topic in 3 segments. One is what is the situation? Can R is equal to A? That means can responsible person will be the accountable person? And what is the reason for it? Small task with low risk. If that is a situation, yes, R can be equal to A. Reason behind it, the one person can own and do the task. If the situation is of high stake decision, then R should not be equal to A. This requires a separation of quality control. Another situation can be solo work like analysis. In this situation, R can be equal to A. Analyst can be both responsible and accountable. Multi-departmental impact. In this situation, R cannot be equal to A. Accountability must rest with the decision maker. At any point of time, please make a note of this golden rule. 1A per task. R can be shared, A cannot. That means for each of the tasks, there must be one accountable person. With understanding of this entire RACI matrix, let's understand there are some other variations of RACI matrix. Like 1 RACI queue, where Q is additional role that defines quality reviewer. This is typically used for quality driven environments. Another variation is RACI VS, where V stands for verifier and S stands for sign off are the additional roles. This is required for the legal or regulatory projects. Another variation of the RACI matrix is RACI, where additional role S is added that stands for support. This is got added for complex projects needing execution support. And there is one more variation of this RACI matrix which is DACI, where D stands for driver, A stands for approver, C stands for contributors, and I stands for inform. This format of RACI matrix is used for product decisions and rapid innovation. Now before to end of this video, let's summarize and conclude what we have learned from this RACI matrix. First, RACI matrix clarifies team roles and accountability. It is an essential tool in Lean Six Sigma to align role across phases. As we discussed at the start of the video, this is not only limited to Lean Six Sigma, you can use it into the professional life as well as your personal life. RACI matrix also ensures that project stays on track and reach outcomes faster. RACI matrix also helps to avoid the common mistakes like multiple accountability. And at the last, use RACI as a live document. This is all about the RACI matrix. If you have found this information useful, please do not forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for your valuable time and see you in the next video.